Alright, so this arena run shows off an interesting counter to some of the hard mode debuffs that exist in this game involving Flycatcher. So a lot of things will spawn after the enemy team faints, and when those things spawn, that counts as a summon, so the Flycatcher will trigger, and it will kill things. And that's very helpful, especially against things that are low stats, like the Scorpions. It just, you put a Flycatcher in the back, and it instantly kills both of them once they spawn. So pretty nice counter. Flycatcher is generally not like the best unit to be taking. This also works with Iguana, because you don't run into that many summon teams, but maybe you will run into like a German Shepherd team really late game. You never really know. So it could be useful, but yeah, really helpful against Cardboard Box because that is a pretty difficult one to take on the early rounds. Like you can find it as early as turn 3, which is pretty crazy because 2 Scorpions on turn 3, that is a tier 5 unit. That is difficult to deal with, but yeah, I mean, just a nice little counter. It's been fun kind of experimenting with some of the hard mode things. I've been trying to get like a ring pyramid run where I go like Triceratops and Camel and like pill things in the shop so I get a bunch of permanent stats, but it hasn't really been working out because those units are just generally not amazing. It also works with like Rock Thrower or Rock Bag, whatever it is called. But yeah, as for the actual run, so I have been relying a lot on Muskox just because it has been really good early scaling. With like Blobfish Pill, maybe like a Clownfish, something like that. You can get so many good stats on it. And if you happen to get Paper Shredder, it also is just like Shark, where it ends up being really insane. And you can just place down like a spider or something in front of the or Muskox, and you get double triggers out of that. So if it's level 2, you could get like 4/8 just for 3 gold right there. And you can get that guy up to like 50/50 by turn like 9 or something. It's pretty insane. But early Buffalo also going to be really helpful and definitely going to be wanting to take that. So got early Muskox and early Buffalo, a really good start. You can see why this is the one that I chose. It took me quite a few runs, got to be honest, to actually get a win with this team combo. Even though I've been doing a lot of ribbon hunting and I've got like less than 90 left, I think. So I'm actually getting pretty close to, well, that's not really that close. I'm at least getting there. I've made some decent progress. And there are going to be some hard mode changes coming eventually. The devs did mention that in the Discord that they are planning on actually nerfing some stuff, so we can look forward to, I assume, like a boomerang nerf, probably like action figure as well. But I don't know. There's also might be some actual buffs to some of the easy ones that exist. Like a great example is probably Toy Cat. This strat will probably still work even if they buffed Toy Cats. Is it called Toy Cats? It might be Toy Mouse. But the one that summons 5/4/4 felines, that is the great part about Flycatcher as well. If you have level 2 Flycatcher, it's going to deal 6 damage and just wipe all 5 of those units out. It's very satisfying. And that will be at the very end. So, yeah, just I guess that's a pretty cool thing to look forward to. I don't really know. But for now, got the level 2 Muskox, got the Buffalo. Just really insane scaling for now. I have a 15/16 and a 22/28 on turn 7 here. So, yeah, pretty good for a custom team. You're going to need to high roll in order to actually win on hard mode. But that is definitely what I've done here. And overall, just a really solid team. In the meantime, I'm just going to put a banana on something so that when I pill, I get an early monkey, buy, sell some stuff, and continue with that. I realized I never actually talked about the end of The Last of Us. I've watched some videos about it. I watched Charlie's Moist Meter on it, and I do agree with a lot of what he has to say. I've heard from a lot of people, I feel like they've kind of rushed the ending a little bit, and that was maybe like the weakest episode of the bunch, but overall, it's still a really good show. Enjoyed it quite a bit. And yeah, I'm excited to see what they do in season 2 because obviously the second game was much more controversial, and they'll have time to kind of like, I don't know if fix is the right word, but they'll be able to rearrange the story or make whatever changes they want to. A lot of what was good in the show is actually the changes that they did make, where they added more like backstory and stuff to random situations, and those were actually really nice. They were great. Like in the opening episode, the very first opening shot was really cool. I mean, just giving like a explanation for how this could happen. Always love when they do that, making it seem real and actually possible. Even though that should be like a terrifying thought, but still, it was cool. Yeah, I don't know. Um, so yeah, still recommend The Last of Us. Should be a great show. And then probably watching Succession. The new season's coming soon, so looking forward to that too. should be pretty cool. But in the meantime, I actually bought sold a stoat, and I got a 1/1 monkey out of it. Sometimes it's just worth the gamble because it's only going to cost you 1 gold to do a buy sell of a stoat, and especially in custom packs when you know like everything in it is pretty solid. There's not really too many bad things, and so I just get a random monkey out of it. I mean, that works for me. Plus, it was for the buffalo, which is quite helpful. Even though probably don't want to be buying selling with a level 1 buffalo at this point too much, unless if it's pretty natural on your team. And here we go. There's the paper shredder, turn 11. Does mean I can't buy anything else on the team, but this is going to be really helpful just getting this muskox all the way up to 50-50. I mean, I don't know how many stats I'm getting a turn, but just absolutely insane. 4/8 there for 3 gold. Really nice. Plus it has a lemon. And yeah, the monkey's going to be scaling too, so overall looking like a really good team. The bat and the skunk kind of nasty, and it's a draw. Don't want to go too late game because the teams start to get pretty insane. I remember I had a arena run that ran into 3 German Shepherd teams in a row. I had like all 50-50s. I was like, oh, dude, I got this. This team's really good. There's like nothing that I lose to. And then I just ran into 3 straight German Shepherd teams in a row. And I was absolutely baffled. I was perplexed at just how weak stats can be compared to German Shepherd. Because like when you have spawns that are nearly 50 attack, you don't need that many spawns to go through the entire team. It's really quite unfair. But yeah, okay, so there we go. There's a 3950 muskox. That's the power of paper shredder. Really nice, and it's actually kind of just helpful overall. Not even a debuff. And just have to hope to not run into anything too insane. Actually do lose that round. That's a bit of a problem. Still have 3 hearts, but you never know. Could get screwed over a bit by RNG. Luckily, I got Yo-Yo, which is just an overall pretty nice one to have. You can always honey the back or banana the back in order to actually get a win. And I'm not really sure what I'm rolling for. I guess I want a good buff target for this monkey mostly. Even though it's only a level 1 monkey, so it might be a little bit too slow to try to like buff a Highland cow or maybe like an octo or something and put it in the front. At this point, I might just want like best possible tempo, which would be either like Stego or honestly like a skunk or something. Just try to get that to level 2. Instead, I take a T-Rex. I don't think it's necessary. Like my 2 biggest units are pretty much 50-50 already. But that's the power of just having slightly better stats and weak positioning by that guy. If you put your 2 strongest units right next to each other and the other person has a slightly bigger unit, it just kills both of your strongest units. That's kind of a problem. So sometimes it's not always wise to put your 2 strongest units next to each other, unless if you know that it's going to be bigger than the opponent's team, or at least like not get one-shotted, because they're already at 50 health. So I don't really have to worry about them dying in one hit too much, unless if, you know, weakness, I said that so weird, or other things. But yeah, Stego, I guess that'll help out, especially once I get it to level 2. And I could just sell the T-Rex, honestly, and try to find something with an actual ability, like a Cobra, maybe. But losing that round, going down to 2, and it's turn 15. I promise that eventually I do find the toy thing. It's gonna happen. And, okay, just took a mushroom. I guess I could put that in the back with the Yo-Yo, try to actually win, because again, the teams get pretty insane. There's Tiger, Cobra with a Toad, pretty scary, but luckily still managed to win. And that 1-up spawn, gonna clutch out the round, and just keep rolling, mostly just for level 2 Stego. I don't think going for level 2 T-Rex at this point is worth it. There's a Highland cow, so I could actually take that. I think it is worth it, because the higher attack on the Stego does mean that the stats are just going straight to it, and it does leave room for improvement. There's a German Shepherd team, do actually beat it, or at least draw because of the Yo-Yo, but it's nice to see that at least one of the roosters died to the Flycatcher. It kind of sucks about the RNG, though, because sometimes I guess it'll just miss and you'll still lose to a German Shepherd team. But there we go. So there's the Toy Mouse. It's turned 17. Better late than never, and you finally get to see it in action. The absolute rock flying. Another summon team, a vulture team. You don't actually. I haven't ran into a vulture team in quite a while. Luckily, they don't have like Toad or like Flea or anything to actually make the team really nasty. So the lemons are just going to be able to kind of solo through it. And there we go. Oh, wasn't that cool? It was pretty sweet. Destroying all of those. I mean, it's already a pretty easy debuff anyway. Like, you could just put a lemon in the back, and, I mean, it's going to deal 1 damage with 5 attacks. So, pretty weak there, but this is also a pretty cool strat. I don't know if you can find Cardboard Box at this late of a tier, but it would be pretty nice. It's not going to do a ton against like Grizzly or anything. You'd have to have. Okay, well, there we go. There's 10 wins. Didn't even have time to talk about the Grizzly. What would you have to deal 25 damage? You can deal 9 with the level 3 Flycatcher, so 18 with 2. You'd have to have like 3 of them, which is very unrealistic. But just showing off that it works against other things as well. There's Lunchbox, just an early way to get some wins. And then here, another bonus one. This was a pretty good team that actually lost with almost a 50-50 Leopard, level 3 Flycatcher, just clearing out. Don't get tired of watching that. And then against the cardboard box, this also shows off the iguana, actually, which can do the same thing early on. It's not going to be able to beat the toy mouse, I guess. But yeah, that's it. Thanks for watching. See ya.